Hey, we're back here in the kitchen. Yair Brito. I placed top 64 at the 300th YCS and YCS Richmond, playing Vanquish Canine. Those who know me know that this is my favorite deck, and I've been on it for a very long time. I decided to play Vanquish Canine for the event for two big reasons. One, obviously, it's the deck I'm most comfortable with, and I love the deck so much. But also, I felt like it had the best chance of actually winning the event, which because of the fact that it has no graveyard. It doesn't care about the graveyard. I felt like there would be a lot of graveyard hate because his Draco Tail would be expected, which ended up being the case considering that it won Guadalajara and Dortmund and got second at Richmond. So I felt like that was a really good choice. There's also not any really targeted hate towards Vanquish Soul outside of Mind Drain and Eye of Truth, but no one's running those. So I felt like it was very well positioned, and considering that my only losses were really due to my own misplays, I felt like my deck list was right, and my deck choice was very correct. So we'll get into the deck list right now. To start off, we've got 3 Rosin. They finally freed my boy. He's out of purgatory. I missed him so much. I forgot how awesome it is to start going second with normal summon Rosin. 2 Jiaolong. I cut it down from 3. I don't think running 3 is incorrect. I think it's very valid. It's all personal preference. I just felt like it wasn't necessary since Jokul and Case going to 1 meant that having a 5 in your hand is less important. Having fires is definitely important, and Vanquish Soul names is definitely important, but I felt like having 5s isn't as important, and I didn't want to brick too much on big bodies, so I opted to go for 2, and the third one rarely came up for me. 3 Mad Love. She's also not bad into a board, to be honest, because there's a lot of key end board pieces that can get bounced by her, like Ripper or Phonics or Magala, where you can just immediately start forcing things out. She's nice, obviously weaker than Rosin, but I did appreciate her a lot more during the event. I was on 1 Borger. I know that there are some people running 2 Borger. I don't think that's incorrect. That's literally just personal preference. If you're expecting more Imperms, Mourners, Veilers, you could definitely bump it up to 2. If you're expecting to see more Lunalight, it's a win con against Lunalight, so you could definitely run 2. But yeah, I was running also the 1 Holy Sue. Now she's in jail, which I understand, but hopefully when Ripper eventually gets banned, she can come off. Did finally rarity upgrade her. Only ever opened live Holy Sue going second once, and it was against a Blue Eyes player that was brand new to the game and only went to locals once, so shout out to her. She was super cool. But yeah, Holy Sue is obviously insane. I used Holy Sue take a lot. Like I stole someone's token and it helped me get game. Like Nib token, that is. Before Pantera though, actually. We got the 1 Caesar, obviously, and then yeah, 1 Pantera. So yeah, I've obviously been on Pantera like nonstop. I'm a huge Pantera enjoyer and advocate. I think, however, this format, I think she's objectively correct to run because of how back row heavy the format is. She helps immediately start forcing things out with like very little, very little commitment. I also even won a game because I made it that she couldn't be destroyed by battle. And that quite literally did win me the game because I was able to start my turn by immediately going Rock and specialing like Mad Love from my hand, so I didn't have to use my normal summon. She's awesome. No one ever expects her, and she helps deal with back row. She also doesn't start it, or she starts a chain. It's not an inherent summon, so if you play against like Cool Tune and they run Gravity Collapse, like you don't auto lose because you can out it. For the spells, we got 3 Stake Your Soul. Also off the ban list, insane card. So also activate only once per turn. So if they Dragon's Mind it, you can do more. Stake Your Soul. 1 Start. Finally got a super rare upgrade. Very, very nice. And 1 Snow Devil. I decided to run Snow Devil in the main this time as opposed to siding it that I usually do because since it's more of a Vanquish Soul deck than a Canine deck, I wanted to be able to, like, if I only do Vanquish Soul stuff, I wanted to have my end board, like, have more of an oomph. And Snow Devil definitely is that oomph. And even though it can get forced out by the Radiant Typhoon deck a lot, like, very early, at the very least, you're burning your opponent for 1800, and you make your Vanquish Souls can't be destroyed by card effects, which is significant. That is the Vanquish Soul side. Now, next is the Canines. I'm running 2 Noroi, which immediately you might be thinking, wait, weren't you previously talking about how you only want to run 6 normal summons? That's true, and even though I'm at 8 normal summons, my team and I discussed it, and it's actually only, like, even with 8 normal summons, you only have a 6.5% chance of opening 3 or more normal summons, and even in those cases, the other normal summons are attributes, so you can get value out of them. It's not like they're just dead. On top of that, I always side these out going second, so it helps with siding patterns. The 3 Azunas, and I was on 2 Lupus. Also, an amazing decision on my for my run and for my part, because second Lupus came up 100% of my matches and probably like 90-95% of my games. Like, second Lupus came up a lot, because people try to get rid of and banish the first one, but they never expect the second one. Then the 1 Jokel and 2 Lantern, so that Noroi is a 1-card combo to get you your Ripper and Saryuja, because you summon the Lantern off of it. And I'm gonna go into combo lines in a different video, just so this video isn't super long, but you do need to run two Lantern. It also makes it that, like, you can get an additional Dark in your hand, which comes up in combos, as well as having a Lantern for follow-up, because it's a very grindy format, matters. It really does. So there's that, and then the 1 case. So it's actually a pretty big canine package. I'm not running Chaotic Elements. I didn't want more cards that, like, lost to Droll, and that weren't immediately attributes. But I really liked this lineup, personally. For the non-engine, 3 Ash Blossom, obviously. I was on 2 Bell. I liked Bell. Bell was really good. But and 1 Shifter. So the reason why I wasn't on 3 Bell was because my attribute count is 8 Fires, 8 Darks, and 12 Earths, which is very unconventional, because Earth is the least important attribute. However, it ended up working out. It ended up being fine, because a lot of those Earths are either Norois or Azunas, which are great. Shifter, broken. Literally won like 5 games off of this. This card was insane for me. And 3 Fua, 2 Perulia. I decided to main 5 Charmies instead of 6, because 6 just felt a little too bricky in my testing. And 5 felt perfect, like the Goldilocks zone. I personally wouldn't change that. 1 Nib, my classic 1 Nib in the main. Again, I want to have something of significance to get off of my Charmy draws, as well as my Borger draws on during my end phase or my opponent's turn, because having a Nib or drawing into a Nib just makes me very comfortable. And if I'm drawing a bunch of cards, if my opponent is playing heavy into it, having a Nib in my deck means that, like, okay, at any point I can draw this power card and just, like, completely wipe them. And it also won me multiple games, the main deck Nib. So I really, really like this. I would 100% continue doing that going forward. 1 Talents, 1 Callabide. These were my 41st and 42nd card, so it is a 42-card deck. Saw these together a lot. They were really nice for my game 1s and for when I was going first post side, but they were also part of my siding pattern, because they always came out going second. I also, in a following video, I will also go over siding patterns more in-depthly. For the extra deck, we have the standard 2 Rock. You gotta run 2. It comes up for me a lot. IP was an interesting tech choice that I chose to run, because with typical canine combos, you can either end on 3 rank 5s, or you can end on 2 rank 5s with like an IP or something. So typically, I would prefer to end on 2 rank 5s with IP, because what I do is 1's a Ripper, then I make IP, and then I make Kinkery to bring back my Holy Suit, which comes up in combos. So IP was really good. Also won me a game because it forced I was able to link off my opponent's Nib token. That was a big thing. I wanted to have something that I could easily link off a Nib token that I either got from my opponent or stole from my opponent. And so it forced my opponent to have to Nib me, and it put them on no cards. SP, obviously, SP is great, and because I'm running SP or IP, SP's value goes way higher, because I'll do the on-summon banish as an interruption, and then I'll use the tag out defensively to tag my SP and my rock out. so I can guarantee get follow-up for the next turn, because oftentimes they'll out the rock anyways, so the battle phase like lock doesn't come up too often unless they literally just don't read rock. Saryuja, I felt during my testing I tried cutting Saryuja, but it just comes up too much. Like, you get hands, especially because I am running a large canine package, you get hands where you want to bridge into Vanquish Soul, you don't open any Vanquish Soul names, and Saryuja's it. And also it helps you see your side cards both side. So those are the 5 links. Rocks, I love rocks, especially with Pantera. Rocks' value goes way, way higher. It's our Liger out. It helps you like finish clearing the board after you've like attacked. You can add it back off rock. I really liked it. I only summoned it a couple times, but it always comes up in those situations where only it can do what it does. We've got Ripper as my only main deck, or extra deck I should say. K9XYZ, it's Ripper. I didn't feel the need for a second Ripper. It like never came up for me, or I never rely on it. I didn't like Jax, and I don't like main decking the quick play. Nash Knight package. Now, a lot of people run Valon as like a different target, or Zenmayo. I think Zenmayo is really cool. It wasn't something I was thinking about. I might do it in the future. But I really like the Nash Knight package because I wanted to have an out to Sanctifier if I only had K9s. And I found that without Nash Knight, I could not do that. And I was losing grind games where they just had Sanctifier because I literally just couldn't out it. So Nash Knight was honestly amazing. I don't make C104 as part of my end board, like, at all. I'm making Nash Knight on my opponent's turn, and then when I crack back, I'll make this to, pop a spell and trap, and then now have, like, a negate on my board if they want to start interrupting me. So that's that. Kinkery, mandatory. Actually mandatory if you're playing Vanquish Soul K9, because it turns Rosin or a Rosin equivalent with a Fire or a Fire equivalent with a 5 or a 5 equivalent, which means that if you have Rosin and Jiao or Stake and Jiao, it matters. In order to go full combo. Now, for this one, I will talk about the combo quickly, because it's like Rosin search Jiao, reveal summon Jiao, make rock with Rosin, add back Rosin, reveal 2 fires with Jiao to get Holy Sue, summon out Holy Sue, make Ripper on 5th summon, detach specifically the Holy Sue, grab Jokul, then Jokul can reveal it in the 5 in your hand. So if it was Rosin Jiao Long, you'd reveal a Jiao Long, summon out the 2, search Lantern. I make IP with those 2 bodies. Lantern summons it and the Jokul out. Lantern gets me Case for a second Lantern. Make Kinkery. Kinkery summons out the Holy Sue, and now Holy Sue has a Fire Dart to summon out Madlove, get Field Spell, etc. So actually mandatory, and then now you have IP with Kinkery, so that's a free body to make with SP with. Durendal. Durendal's great. I did a couple times, shuffle hands. I didn't do Durendal Droll to anyone, but I did do a couple times to, like, where it was a situation where it was like, I'm going to lose unless I create a hand difference. And sometimes I was able to hit that. I did more often than not use the other effect to change effects, because it can checkmate your opponents. I played against 3 Exosisters, and so because they have a bunch of normal traps, this mattered. Also against like Draco Tail, being able to make this and turn their Rahu or Ketu or Branded Fusion into Pop My Case mattered a lot. I think even though Durendal's not as mandatory as Kinkery, I feel like it's mandatory because of the fact that it does stuff that nothing else in the extra deck can do. And then Typhon Zeus, because they're Typhon Zeus. Zeus came up like twice. I know for a fact it won me 1 game. Typhon came up way, way more. It's goated in the Cool Tune matchup. And yeah, so that's the extra deck. Now for the side. Something I wasn't doing before. I am actually siding the Quick Play and the Werewolf. So I didn't have it in my list at all before, but this time I actually wanted to make my going first post side board stronger, like a higher ceiling and more versatile. So was running these. Rhoda, I know it's weird that I'm siding Rhoda, but I wanted to have more engine in my side to side for going first, especially because I have 5 Charmies in my deck that I want to take out. 3 Gravekeeper's Inscription, because I was expecting a lot of Draco Tail, and this card just solos Draco Tail, as well as the other cards that solo Draco Tail. Well, yeah, more or less solo Draco Tail. 3 Retaliating Sea with a Contact Sea, because oftentimes they can out a Retaliating Sea with Star Source or something, but if they out it, then you search Contact Sea and they're like fusion locked, and you hit them with this, it just ends their turn immediately. I never got to a point where I needed to search this. They were never able to out this because I only played against 2 Draco Tail, but in testing, it came up a lot, a lot, a lot. Next, we have 2 Droll, because I felt like I did need this for like the yummy decks. It was good. I decided in going first against like the Vanquish Soul. That's the other thing. I wanted something for like the Vanquish Soul Mirror, and so I put Droll in for that because the deck does get hurt a little more to Droll now. I put the 3rd Perulia, 2nd Nib, and this is a 3rd Bell. I was borrowing the Bell from a friend and I already gave it back to him, but this was a 3rd Bell. Siding patterns were actually like really, really good. I like the idea of like having more like high impact hand traps going second. But Droll I could also side in going first, as well as like the 2nd Nib if I felt like that I didn't have anything better to put. So that's the deck. It performed really well. It performed better than I performed, honestly. I only lost 4 times. One was to Exosister round 1 because I didn't have a game plan for it. I wasn't expecting to see it. Then my other 3 losses were due to a misplay that I know that I like where I misplayed. But that's okay because that just means I just got to get better at this game before I can win a YCS, which makes me hungry to get better at this game. And now for the exciting part, I actually haven't opened my day 2 pack yet. So let's see what I got. These ones are always like very difficult to open. Try to not mess up the card. Okay. And then try to... Oh! Desires! Okay, I'm hyped with that. That's a playable card. I also wanted to give shout outs to Team Kitchen, my team. Shout out to Jordan, Reese, Justin, Jared, and Tony in the Discord. My testing circle. You guys were amazing. Really, really helped prepare me for the event. Can't ask for like a better team, honestly. Thank you for theorying with me and prepping me, helping me with my deck building decisions, convincing me to run 2 Lantern and 2 Noroi. And through our testing, I decided to run Nash Knight. Shout out to my fiance for being super cool about me going playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On Valentine's Day. Shout out to Brendan from South Florida for consistently talking shop with me and always talking about, you know, different tech choices for the deck. Shout out to my friends in Tampa, as well as the shops like Oblivion Games, Cool Stuff Games, and Sunshine Games. Love you guys. You guys make this game, you know, more than just a game. It's very enjoyable, and, you know, I value it a lot in my life. Shout out to Nick, Richie, Melvin, Daniel, and Joey, the people I came up with, my friends also. The trip was so fun because of you guys. Like, we drove up from Tampa and hardly felt like a drive, honestly. Shout out to Jacob for spending 2 hours with me at Applebee's, just theorying, siding patterns and game plans for like 15 different decks. Unfortunately, Exorcister wasn't one of them, and I played against 3 of them, but regardless, you know, I was set for every other deck that I could possibly have faced against. And also, thank you for letting me borrow that bell, that 3rd bell that was in my side. Shout out to the Vanquish Soul Arcade Discord. I love you guys. You guys are amazing, even though we disagree on tech choices. Shout out to Kenobi, Carlos, and Merc from the Remoties Discord. Thank you for coming up to me. You guys really touched my heart. I really appreciate it. Shout out to everyone who came up to me and all of my opponents. You guys were amazing. Couldn't have asked for a better time. And till next time, stay cooking.